Hi, Darren. Troy Hirsch here with Fox 5. First, congratulations on your first two victories. What kind of pride do you take in the fact that you do lead the nation in those categories that Mike just rattled off?
We take a lot of pride in it, just playing hard physical football every down out there. That's just the standard we have at this program. Just playing good defense, going out there and playing hard every play. So when we do that, we have a good chance of leading statistical categories.
Last week, you had a player named Conference Defensive Player of the Week. This week, nobody recognized, yet you even almost played better than you did last week.
Yeah.
Does that give you any motivation or anything like that?
No, not really. We just play for each other every time we're out there. So if one of us have a really good game and we just support each other and trust each other, so it doesn't really matter about the awards that we get, just knowing that we're playing for each other and we go out there and play hard every play.
And then this week you're playing a quarterback who has put up some pretty good numbers and is the player of the week. What are your thoughts about going up against the San Jose State passing attack?
Yeah, they're a real good team. They've been a lot better in the past years. This last year they had a very good team as well. They gave us a run for our money as well. But this year, just they have a very good quarterback, some good receivers. We're gonna go out there and just play our game still. No matter what, whoever we play, it doesn't really matter. We're just gonna go out there and do what we know we can do.
For a defensive back like yourself, is it kind of fun to go up against a guy who throws the ball a lot?
Yeah, it is. It is a lot of challenges, a lot of you get a chance to make some plays on the ball, which I don't really get it much. I don't get that much chances, so
So does that mean if you get the chances, you got to make them?
I got to. Every play that comes my way, I got to make. Got to make.
Darren, you guys were so good defensively last season, and this year it seems like you picked right up from that. Now, there were a few different, Kiava's gone and a couple other guys are gone. Why do you think you guys were able to be so seamless in picking up right where you left off from last year?
Just a camaraderie. We come together and play for each other every play. There's nobody that's jealous of each other. There's nobody who just wants to just be the main headliner on the defense. We just go out there and play hard every play. Just that's our standard. All of it has to the ball with a bad humor. So we go out there and make a play for each other, and we are successful.
Quarterback you're facing this week with San Jose State, have you already gotten a chance to look some film on him, and what are the things he does best that you guys really have to stop?
Yeah, I have had a chance to look at him, and he throws the deep ball very well. He has some receivers who will go out there and go get the ball when he throws it. So just challenging the receivers and getting some pressure in his face to kind of change their game plan.
Is it a chicken and egg thing with the pressure enabling you guys to do your job, or do you guys is it the cover that allows them to get pressure on the quarterback?
We work hand in hand. I love my defensive linemen. They're always in the face of the quarterback, which makes my job a lot easier. But if you ask them, they'll tell you that I make their job easy by having good coverage. So
Yeah, I know you're a defensive guy and all, but when you see Greg Bell doing what he's doing and you know his story, that where he's come from and what he's done, how exciting is that to watch him, and how happy are you for a guy like that?
if you ask them, every time I see them, I tell them they can't mess with you on that field. Every single time. There's nobody on that field defensively that we play against that could do something that can stop him. So every time I see him, I just tell him I'm real proud of him too. Got to know him a little bit last year before he came in and just talked to him before he got here, just telling him how the program and everything, and we got real close. So that's a guy I'm really proud of, just seeing him go out there and ball out.
Darren, you're on the Jim Thorpe watch list for top defensive back in the country. Do you feel like teams, now that word is out on you, do you feel like teams are working away from you, or is that not possible in your defensive scheme?
I sometimes do feel that way. I feel like I could get a little bit more targets, but I also do feel like my defense helps me out a whole lot. There's guys that, like, in the back end, like Tariq, Cedarius, Dwayne, Trent, Taylor, that all help me out in my just being a good defensive back, especially the D-line and all the pressure we get. But this is going to be a good challenge this week. I feel like the further we get into the season, I'm going to be challenged. I'm going to have to make plays. So when those plays come my way, I'm going to see what I can do.
And with defense and offense, essentially running separate practices except for the occasional scrimmage, how well do you know Greg, and how well do you know his story?
I know him pretty well. Like I said prior, we got to know each other a little bit before he came into the school. Just talking to him and just seeing the things he had to go through. And then his eye injury last year was pretty devastating to him. However, I know he's a good guy, and he's going out there just want to play football, play hard, run hard, make a move, might run you over, He's going to do what he has to do to make a play.
Hey, Darren, with regards to the NCAA clearing tomorrow from the calendar, so you guys, no practice, no games, so you can vote, what is your reaction to that?
I think it's big. I haven't seen a emphasis on voting this big since I've been alive, really. Being young, I've been young, so haven't been able to vote. This is my first year I'm able to vote. So I think it's very big for me to just use my rights and just make my voice be heard. A lot of people probably think that their vote doesn't really matter, it doesn't count, but it actually does. So I would encourage everybody to go out there and vote and make sure that you guys use your rights.
Team-wide, have you guys talked about using what you talked about, your power to make your voices heard? And do you think you guys will have a lot of Aztecs showing up to vote tomorrow and using their voice?
Yes, I do. Coach Hoke had tried to get us all registered. I'm pretty sure that every person on this team is registered to vote. So I don't know if everyone's going to go out there and do their due diligence. However, I do believe that most of us will, and we'll go out there and hopefully have our voices heard.
Darren, when you face Greg Bell on the practice field, when he's on there compared to any other running back, what is there special about him that?
He's very. If I could compare him to somebody in the NFL, I'd say he's very Le'Veon Bell-esque. He's very agile. He'll make you miss. He'll outrun you. If he has to go or through you, he will go through you. So he's just a very good running back, I would say.
And because of the injury and such, it took him longer to get on the field. So how long did it take you guys to really realize this is a guy that could really help us?
I say that after the first practice. I seen him play, and I was like, oh yeah. He's a ball player. He's a ball player for sure.
And did you ever know him from like high school or anything? You said you've kind of known him for a bit.
No. So prior to him coming here, I had a friend who went to the same JUCO as him. So I kind of asked him about him, like how was he, what kind of guy he was. He just told me he's a ball player. He's a real good guy. He goes out there and make plays. And he gave me the same analysis like Le'Veon Bell. And when he told me that, and I saw that practice, I was like, oh yeah, he's good.
And you mentioned that injury was pretty devastating at the time for him. Did you talk it through with him at all? Or?
Yeah, we had some talks. I kind of thought he went MIA for a little bit. I was like, where's Greg Bell at? And then he just, the coaches told us like he had an eye injury. I was like, okay, so I had reached out to him and just, give some encouraging words. But he's ready, and he's ready to go now.
Darren, when you have your offense on the field and they're churning up yards and with the running game and taking time off the clock, and you're just sitting there resting, what does that do for a defense to see an offense dominate and then give you some rest?
I don't know if you know this verbiage, but it gets us turned up. So basically, we just go out there. We're just excited. We see them going down, and they're running the ball real good, gaining yardage. The first drive of the second half, I think they took off like 5 minutes. So we're just watching like, oh my gosh, like okay, we got time. We're gonna be well rested. We go out there, get a 3 and out, or at least. I'm pretty sure we got 3 and out the first drive of the second half. So just going out there, and it gives us a lot of energy just seeing them perform well. We just feed off each other.
I am familiar with the term "turned up" for that. Did you ever get bored watching them?
Sometimes I love being on the field and just actually playing and trying to make a play. However, just watching it's cool to sometimes be a fan. Just being a fan of our offense and watching them make plays. So doesn't really ever get bored, but we do of course love to be on the field.